Most of this site was inherited by Richard Boyle in the early 1700s. He was called the Architect Earl because he actually made a living from building structures like these. It was very much an opportunity for sexual exploration. Poor Lady and Lord Burlington lived here with their grandchildren for some time. Their grandson eventually inherited the house and became the 4th Duke and 5th Duke of Devonshire. So you have kind of Lord and Lady Burlington, then their daughter Charlotte, then you have William Cavendish, and then Georgiana. It's the Burlington's grandson, William, who marries Georgiana, which made Georgiana Spencer Duchess at the age of 17. And her intimate relationships with both men and women have been quite well documented. Today we'd probably refer to her as bisexual. I'd quite like to look at her son, who is known by most as the Bachelor Duke. Duke and Duchess come across a young lady called Elizabeth Foster, better known to most as Bess. She made her way to England with no money, no children, no family, no support, and her reputation in absolute tatters. When they meet her, there's an instant connection, it would appear, between the three of them, and she very quickly moves in. Bess and the Duke began an affair, and they actually had 2 illegitimate children who grew up at Chiswick. So after 16 years of marriage, Georgiana finally gives birth to Hart. So he also obviously grew up surrounded by her mother and father, navigating a relationship with the same woman, with children that clearly belonged to a variety of different individuals. The other individual that grew up here was Rose. She was a self-described tomboy, eventually ended up having a very, very famous affair with none other than Lord Byron, another infamous and well-known bisexual. Some things are said, and he ends up having to leave Britain and go into exile. Reputation, no matter what the reality is, has to be protected at all costs. Marriage was a must for most people. It helped provide a veil over whatever it was that you were doing at home. Reverend Francis Hodgson is employed at the church in Chatsworth. Hart brings him there on purpose. He's a religious man, but he's also Byron's closest confidant. So he knows kind of different elements of sexuality can work together. How do we rebuild these sorts of stories? How can we look at people's histories? And the intersectionality here is important because I've experienced exactly the same sort of difficulties piecing together the histories of people of colour, of different global majorities in this country, as I have with the LGBTQIA+ narrative. So there's an interesting correlation between how difficult it is sometimes.